warehouse, new work cranes against the night, dock doors throwing yellow shadows, forklifts moving under white light, billy laden on the dashboard, coffee cooling by my hand. Behind me lay the dark Atlantic of 1,000 miles of land. The dispatcher said the weather may stay with you all the way. I watched the rain run down the windshield and pulled out before the day. Every journey starts in darkness before the sky knows what to do, before the city wakes to need the things the driver carries through. Atlantic rain on the windshield, westbound tires on the road, red lights burning through the gray behind a 60,000 load. I'm not running from the ocean, I'm just carrying morning inland. Atlantic rain on the windshield and the westbound road in my hands. Toll booth lights and Jersey concrete, wipers keeping steady time. Radio said the storm was moving down the Pennsylvania line. A woman called from somewhere westward, asked when her machines would come. A clinic needed what I carried before the rising of the sun. So I tightened both my hands there, let the engine find its song. There are people I will never meet depending on me rolling on. Every trailer holds a reason, every mile is someone's need. The highway never says thank you, but the world knows when we leave. Atlantic rain on the windshield, westbound tires on the road, red lights burning through the gray behind a 60,000 load. I'm not running from the ocean, I'm just carrying morning inland. Atlantic rain on the windshield and the westbound road in my hands. Keep it steady through the weather, keep the white line by your side. There's a place that needs you coming, there's a reason that you drive. By the time I crossed the river, morning showed a line of blue. The towers faded in the mirror like a life I almost knew. One last gull above the highway, one last smell of salt and rain. Then the mountains rose before me and the east released my name. Maybe home is not a building, maybe home is what you serve. Maybe every road worth taking asks for more than you deserve. I've missed 100 dinners, I have watched the seasons turn, but every town that wakes behind me has a light I helped to burn. So let the storm come down around me, let the long night test my will. I have freight beneath the canvas and another promise still. Atlantic rain on the windshield, westbound thunder in my soul. From the cranes beside the harbor to the towns beyond the cold. I'm not running from the ocean, I'm taking one more morning inland. Atlantic rain on the windshield and the whole long road in my hands. Atlantic rain on the windshield, silver rivers on the glass. The coast is disappearing, but its light is built to last. Behind me lies the ocean, ahead the mountains stand. Atlantic rain on the windshield and the westbound road in my hands. was black beneath me. Fog lay low across the span. Jersey lights fell in the mirror. Pennsylvania took my hand. White lines climbed into the timber. Mountain walls on either side. Every curve held back the daylight. Every grade made engines cry. A westbound voice came through the static. Watched the ice past exit 9. I thanked a man I'd never meet and kept his warning on my mind. There's a lonely kind of knowing only night shift drivers learn. The road may never speak your name, but it remembers every turn. Pennsylvania before dawn, Black Hills rolling, headlights on. Cold town windows, sleeping farms, a thermos warm between my palms. Pennsylvania before dawn, one more mountain, one more song. The night is deep, but it won't stay. I'm hauling freight toward another day. At a truck stop near the ridgeline, neon trembled in the rain. An old driver studied weather on a cracked and glowing screen. He said, snow above the summit, wind is pushing from the west. Then he smiled and raised his coffee. Take it slow and trust your best. Outside trailers stood like houses, curtains drawn behind the glass. Every cab contained a story no one on the highway asked. Some are running toward a future, some are working off the past. Some just need the wheels beneath them to believe that they can last. Pennsylvania before dawn, Black Hills rolling, headlights on. Cold town windows, sleeping farms, a thermos warm between my palms. Pennsylvania before dawn, one more mountain, one more song. The night is deep, but it won't stay. I'm hauling freight toward another day. Near the highest eastern shoulder, clouds began to lose their gray. Barn roofs rose from quiet valleys, rivers caught the coming day. A school bus waited by crossroads, porch smoke lifted through the trees. Someone opened up a bakery, someone turned a factory key. They would never see my trailer passing high above the town, but the things they needed traveled through Pennsylvania before dawn. I have watched the sun come up in places I could never stay. I have carried other people's lives and left before they knew my name. Maybe that is what the road is, giving more than it returns, keeping faith with unseen strangers while another sunrise burns. Fog is lifting from the valley, morning finds a windshield glass. The mountain that looked endless is already in the past. Pennsylvania before dawn, golden ridges coming on. Cold town steeples, waking farms, the eastern sky beneath my arms. Pennsylvania before dawn, night held tight but I held on. Now the first light leads the way, I'm hauling hope toward another day. says carry on. The dark may own the road a while, but morning always finds the miles. The sun came through the mountain rain. The highway turned from black to gold. Pennsylvania before dawn, and West was waiting down the road. Sealed the doors in Allentown while morning gathered in the rain. 30 pallets signed and counted, every number had a name. Machine parts for an Iowa farmer, medicine for a mountain town, winter coats for kids in Spokane, all tied and westward bound. The shipping clerk handed me the paper, said they needed there by 10. I folded them beside the dashboard, turned the old key once again. To someone watching from the shoulder, it's just a trailer passing through, but every box behind these doors belongs to someone waiting too. I've got a load bound for the west, 40 tons and no time to rest. Pennsylvania in the mirror, open country up ahead. Every mile is more than distance, every highway is a test. There's a world that keeps on turning on, a load bound for the west. Keep the diesel running steady, keep the white line in my sight. There are hands I'll never shake, counting on these wheels tonight. Interstate climbed through the ridges, clouds hung heavy on the pines. A warning flashed above the blacktop, crosswinds near the county line. At a scale house by the turnpike, green light sent me rolling through. An old flatbed pulled beside me, painted red and weathered blue. The driver raised two fingers like a brother passing by. No speech, no flag, no introduction, just two headlights in the night. We may carry different cargo, we may answer different calls, but the road makes room for anyone who keeps the freight from falling. I've got a load bound for the west, 40 tons and no time to rest. Pennsylvania in the mirror, open country up ahead. Every mile is more than distance, every highway is a test. There's a world that keeps on turning on, a load bound for red alert came through the phone. One small crate held cardiac valves for a clinic farther on. The manifest had called them medical, just another coded line. But somewhere someone's heart was waiting on this engine keeping time. I ease the truck through lake effect weather, let the tires find their place. For the first time all those numbers had a breathing human face. No one writes a song for cargo, no one cheers a trailer in. They only know the shelf is stocked, the harvest starts, the lights come in. They only know the package made it, that the part arrived somehow. They may never see the driver, but somebody needs me now. So let the western sky keep calling, let the cold wind do its best. I've got promises behind me and a load bound for the west. I've got a load bound for the west, 40 tons against my chest. Through the lake wind and the snowfall, through the hours without rest. Every crate contains a future, every label hides a breath. There's a world that keeps on living on, a load bound for the west. I've got a load bound for the west, morning burning on the crest. When they break that final seal, I'll know I gave the road my best. No parade beside the dock door, no one waiting with a sign. Just an empty trailer and another pickup time. Just an empty trailer and another pickup time. Load delivered. Load delivered. Load delivered. Warehouse gate rolled shut behind me, 5 a.m. beneath the rain. Office towers held the darkness like they never learned my name. Red lights stretched along the freeway, steam rose silver from the streets. Morning papers hit the doorsteps, night shift workers changed their seats. I crossed beneath the final overpass, watched the skyline lose its height. One by one, the windows vanished in the blue before first light. Every city looks forever when you're standing in its glow. But a few miles past the last ramp, even kingdoms disappear below. The city fades behind me, one light at a time. Concrete turns to open road and steel gives way to pine. The city fades behind me, some things never leave. They ride beside the driver in the silence of his sleep. I keep both hands upon the wheel, let the eastern skyline fall. The city fades behind me, but I still carry it all. There's a diner river where she used to end her shift. I would park beside the loading dock and wait beneath the mist. She said someday leave this traffic, find a place where stars still show. I laughed and said the road keeps calling, I don't choose where freight must go. Now the booth is somewhere backwards, past the bridges in the rain, but I hear her in the engine when the highway speaks my name. Some goodbyes are said in doorways, some are written in the mile, some begin without a warning. When a green light changes life, the city fades behind me, one light at a time. Concrete turns to open road and steel gives way to pine. The city fades behind me, but some things never leave. They ride beside the driver in the silence of his sleep. I keep both hands upon the wheel, let the eastern skyline fall. The city fades behind me, but I still carry it all. Beyond the final row of houses, daylight opened on the land. Church roofs, water towers, cornfields, a paper cup inside my hand. The radio lost every station that had known me through the years. For a while there was only static, tire song and changing gears. Then a small town signal found me, playing something soft and slow. I turned it up and let the city become somewhere I used to know. I'm not leaving out of anger, I'm not chasing something new. Some men drive because they're broken, some because the work is due. Maybe distance does not heal you, maybe roads don't set you free. Maybe leaving only teaches what you take and what you leave. There are names upon those sidewalks, there are dreams beneath that stone. There's a window in the distance where a light once called me home. The city fades behind me like a fire beneath the rain. Every tower grows smaller, but the memory stays the same. The city fades behind me and the western sky grows wide. I can leave its streets and bridges, but I can't leave what's inside. I keep both hands upon the wheel while the morning takes it all. The city fades behind me, but I still hear it call. The city fades behind me, one light at a time. The city fades behind me, but its shadow follows mine. No skyline in the mirror, no towers left to see, only westbound morning, and the city's still in me. She stood beneath the porch roof, with one hand against the door, while rain came down the driveway and my engine breathed once more. She wore the old blue sweater that she keeps beside the bed. I rolled the window halfway down, but neither one of us said how many nights the road had taken, how many promises were gone. She only raised her hand and told me I'll leave the porch light on. And some goodbyes need no language, some hearts know what they mean. One small light can follow farther than anything you've ever seen. She left the porch light on through the rain and through the dark, a little piece of home burning like a distant star. When the road runs cold and empty, when the night feels twice as long, I look beyond the windshield and remember where I belong. She left the porch light on, not to tell me I was wrong, not to ask me when I'm coming, just to help me carry on. By sunrise I was west of Scranton, mountain fog against the glass. Her last message on the dashboard called me when the weather passes. I pulled into a roadside diner, ordered coffee, eggs, and toast. At the table by the window I felt her absence like a ghost. A driver asked if I was married. I said she's waited 20 years. Then I watched the steam rise from my cup and hid what filled my eyes. There are women who love travelers without asking them to stay. They build a home strong enough to survive the miles away. She left the porch light on through the rain and through the dark, a little piece of home burning like a distant star. When the road runs cold and empty, when the night feels twice as long, I look beyond the windshield and remember where I belong. She left the porch light on, not to tell me I was wrong, not to ask me when I'm coming, just to help me carry on. Outside Erie, snow was falling, lake wind shook the trailer hard. I heard her voice through broken service, soft and distant in the yard. She said the dog is by the doorway, your coffee cup is where you left it. The bulb went out above the porch, but I climbed up and replaced it. I laughed and said you shouldn't have. She answered maybe that is true, but there should always be one light that stays awake for you. I've crossed 100 borders, I've slept beneath strange skies, I have watched the northern morning turn the snowfields gold and white. But no beacon on a mountain, no green sign beside the road has ever pulled me through the darkness like that light above our home. Someday I will park this truck and let the engine finally cool. I'll walk the gravel to the doorway like the young man she once knew. Until then, through every winter, through each mile before the dawn, I know somewhere in the distance she has left the porch light on. She left the porch light on through the years and through the rain, a little piece of mercy calling softly through the pain. When the road runs cold and empty, when I wonder why I'm gone, I see that golden window and remember to hold on. She left the porch light on, not because the night was long, but because love sometimes waits with demanding you come home. left the porch light on, and wherever I may roam, there will always be one small light that knows the way back home. The rain may hide the driveway, the years may change the view, but somewhere through the darkness, one light is waiting true. She left the porch light on. She left the porch light on. Last Pennsylvania ridgeline fell behind me in the rain. Night came down outside of Erie like a slow and heavy train. A green sign pointed westward, Cleveland waiting farther on. Then the trees broke by the highway and the solid earth was gone. There it was beyond the guardrail, black beneath a silver sky. Lake Erie in the headlights like another night nearby. No fence could hold its darkness, no road could mark its end. It rolled beside my trailer like a quiet, sleepless friend. Lake Erie in the headlights, cold wind coming off the shore. White caps rising in the darkness, like they'd risen years before. Lake Erie in the headlights, black water, silver rain. I kept the diesel rolling west, while the lake called out my name. There are miles you leave behind you, there are miles that stay inside. Lake Erie and the headlights kept me company that night. Steel mills burn beyond the shoreline, orange fire against the clouds. Freighters move like shadow cities, slow and silent, dark and proud. A late shift voice came through the radio, watch the bridges, ice is forming. The temperature kept falling, but the eastern sky gave no warning. At a service plaza near Ashtabula, I filled my cup and checked the load. A woman sweeping by the doorway said that lake can own the road. She said never trust the calmness, it can change before you know. Then she turned the sign to closed as the first hard sleep began to blow. Lake Erie in the headlights, cold wind coming off the shore. White caps rising in the darkness, like they'd risen years before. Lake Erie in the headlights, black water, silver rain. I kept the diesel rolling west, while the lake called out my name. There are miles you leave behind you, there are miles that stay inside. Lake Erie in the headlights kept me company that night. Outside Cleveland near the harbor, traffic thinned to scattered red. Factories stood against the water, smoke unrolling overhead. Somewhere men were ending night shifts, somewhere morning work began. Somewhere iron crossed the furnace and became what cities planned. I thought about the load behind me, about the hands that made each part. Every highway has an engine, every working town a heart. That lake was there before the turnpike, before the mills and county lines, before a driver chased a deadline through the rain at closing time. It had watched a million journeys, it had taken names away. Still it carried every sunrise toward the edge of another day. I was only one more engine, one more pair of westbound lights, but the water held my reflection for a second in the night. Lake Erie in the headlights, steel fire burning by the shore. Winter pressing on the windshield, but the engine asking more. Lake Erie in the headlights, black water turning gray. I carried one more load through darkness, toward the breaking of the day. There are roads that cross the country, there are waters deep and wide. Lake Erie in the headlights roll forever by my side. Lake Erie in the headlights, silver morning on the rain. The highway carried me toward Detroit, but the lake remains. Detroit rose beyond the windshield, orange fire against the rain. Stacks were breathing by the river, night shift rolling in again. I passed warehouses and rail yards, old brick dark beneath the sky. Men in jackets crossed the blacktop, or lunch pail swinging by their side. My father drove these roads before me when the plants ran day and night. He said steel won't make you wealthy, but honest work can hold you upright. Every beam begins in fire, every wheel begins by hand. Every city keeps a heartbeat in the chest of a working man. Detroit steel and a working man, heat in the furnace, grease on his hands. He bends but he won't break, he gives more than the world will take. Detroit steel and a working man, building tomorrow the best he can. When the whistle blows and the night comes down, he carries the weight of a working town. Steel in the skyline, fire in the rain. A working man gets tired but he rises up again. Near the river, an old plant filled the window frame. Half the letters had gone missing, but the workers came the same. A woman drove a forklift, silver showing in her hair. 27 years of mourning, still the first one waiting there. She waved me toward the loading bay and checked the freight against the sheet. Said, my boy's out in college, this old job puts shoes upon his feet. Not every dream wears diamonds, not every victory makes the news. Sometimes hope is paid on Friday in a pair of worn-out working shoes. Detroit steel and a working man, heat in the furnace, grease on his hands. He bends but he won't break, he gives more than the world will take. Detroit steel and a working man, building tomorrow the best he can. When the whistle blows and the night comes down, he carries the weight of a working town. They unloaded crates of bearings, parts for lines in Wisconsin. By the time the dock door opened, the freezing rain had settled in. One young worker asked my route, I said west until the ocean. He looked beyond the yard and smiled like I had named a distant notion. Then he tightened down his collar, turned back toward the sparks and steam. Some men travel toward the horizon, some build a road beneath a dream. The world remembers presidents, the names engraved in marble stone. But no city ever lifted on the shoulders of the known alone. Someone poured the first foundation, someone welded through the cold. Someone stood beside the furnace while another year grew old. No monument can name them all, no history book ever can. But every bridge and wheel remembers the hands of a working man. Factories close and seasons change, old streets learn a different sound. But as long as someone clocks in, this city will not stay down. Detroit steel and a working man, fire in the furnace, hope in his hands. He bends but he won't break, he builds more than the world can take. Detroit steel and a working man, holding the line the best he can. When the cold wind blows and the lights burn brown, he carries the soul of a working town. Detroit steel and a working man. The rivers were behind him, years in his hands. Detroit steel and a working man. But honest work outlives us all. steel in the skyline, fire in the rain. A working town gets wounded, but it rises up again.
The highway narrowed through the timber, snowbanks rising by the mile. No house lights beyond the shoulder, no open diner for a while. The dashboard clock read 12:11, 20 miles since the last town. Lake effect snow crossed through the high beams, white as ash and falling down. Somewhere north beyond the darkness, water moved beneath the cold. Midnight south of Superior, black, immense and centuries old. The road was barely visible, the sky had lost its edge. Just 18 wheels between me and the silence past the ledge. Midnight south of Superior, cold stars over the pines. A black lake breathing in the dark beyond the county line. Midnight south of Superior, no city lights below, just the engine and the white lines going where the north winds blow. I have driven through some lonely nights, but none so deep or pure as midnight on the south shore, south of Lake Superior. Westbound tanker called a warning through the static on the air. Black ice near the river crossing, take it slow when you get there. His signal broke beneath the weather. I never caught the driver's name, but I carried every word he gave me like a lantern through the gray. At an overlook near the shoreline, I pulled off to check the chains. Snow moved sideways past the mirrors, ice had silvered every pane. Then far beyond the frozen guardrail, through the blowing veil of white, a freighter's single amber beacon moved like a planet through the night. Midnight south of Superior, cold stars over the pines. A black lake breathing in the dark beyond the county lines. Midnight south of Superior, no city lights below, just the engine and the white lines going where the north winds blow. I have driven through some lonely nights, but none so deep or pure as midnight on the south shore, south of Lake Superior. Towns asleep ahead, old snowmobile tracks crossed the shoulder, then disappeared beneath my tread. At a lonely 24-hour station, one blue pump was burning bright. A young clerk read a paperback to keep himself awake that night. He poured fresh coffee in my travel cup and asked me where I'd been. I said, the ocean 3 days eastward. He said, you've come a long way, friend. I asked him how he lived up there where winter on the land. He looked toward the lake and answered, you learn what silence can withstand. Yeah. There are places built for people, full of voices, doors, and names. There are places built by water, rock, and winter wind and flame. Up there a man feels smaller, but his troubles do as well. The lake does not explain you, it has no story it must tell. It only keeps on breathing under miles of darkened sky. And for 1 mile I stopped asking every question beginning with why. Then the weather broke behind me, moonlight opened on the snow. The shoreline curved into the distance, and the engine said to go. Midnight south of Superior, moonlight over the pines. A black lake holding ancient storms beyond the county lines. Midnight south of Superior, north wind steady at my door. I kept the diesel moving down that frozen southern shore. I have carried weight across this land through everything endured, but I left one burden in the dark south of Lake Superior. Where a working man feels small. Sometimes is what can save him when he's tired of carrying it all. The snow erased my tire marks, and no road leading back. And no road leading back. And no road leading back. The signal found me west of Marquette, fading in and fading out. A low voice underneath the static knew what every cloud was about. Freezing rain along the county, northwest wind at 35. I turned the old dial slightly just to keep that voice alive. No lights beyond the frozen timber, no moon above the lake. Only weather through the speakers and the choices I could make. The sky won't tell you what is coming, the road won't tell you where it ends, but somewhere in a midnight studio, a stranger warns you like a friend. The radio knows the weather, it knows where the cold front lies. It knows when the lake starts rising and the snow begins to fly. The radio knows the weather when the white lines disappear. A voice comes through the darkness saying, slow down driver, I'm still here. It may not know my name or where I'm trying to go, but the radio knows the weather, and tonight that's enough to know.
said a jackknife blocked the grade. Another driver south of Munners said the salt trucks were delayed. The host repeated every warning, then played an old familiar song. For 3 minutes in that winter, the empty cab did not feel wrong. I sang the chorus with a woman who had recorded it years ago. Her voice was warm as kitchen windows in a town beneath the snow. Some voices travel farther than the people ever do. They cross the lakes and frozen counties and find the ones who need them too. The radio knows the weather. It knows where the cold front lies. It knows when the lake starts rising and the snow begins to fly. The radio knows the weather. When the white lines disappear, a voice comes through the darkness saying, slow down driver, I'm still here. It may not know my name or where I'm trying to go, but the radio knows the weather. And tonight, that's enough to know. At 1:15 the signal weakened, static swallowed half the words. I caught bridge and ice and warning, then nothing more could be heard. I eased the truck below the limit, let the impatient headlights pass. A mile ahead their brake lights scattered, red across the frozen glass. There beside the river crossing, a trailer leaned against the rail. The warning I had nearly missed had kept me safely on the trail. Sometimes all that stands between you and a long fall through the night is one broken voice still reaching through 100 miles wide. Who sits awake behind that microphone while every decent house goes dark? Who reads the wind above the water? Who watches pressure charts? Maybe she has someone driving, maybe he wants all the same. Maybe they just know a warning can bring a stranger home again. So here's to every unseen voice that stays awake when storms arrive. You may only read the weather, but sometimes you keep us alive. Condition improving west of the bridge, to everyone still moving tonight. Drive safe. The radio knows the weather. It knows when the hard wind turns. It knows where the ice lies waiting, where the harbor beacon burns. The radio knows the weather, and the storm is moving slow. That voice comes through the darkness. Keep it steady, you've got miles to go. It may not know my story or the weight behind my door, but the radio knows the weather, and I don't feel alone anymore. The radio knows the weather. The highway knows my wheels, and somewhere in the static, a lonely driver heals. The signal faded near the border as the eastern clouds withdrew. Then the morning station found me and carried the warning through. Westbound roads are open.
open. Two in the morning north of Mackinac, ice rain silver on the hood. The highway climbed through frozen timber where the old black spruce tree stood. A sign said Sault Ste. Marie, the border waiting farther on. Then blue lights rose above the river like the last stars before dawn. Freighters rested in the channel, dark as buildings on the tide. One shore slept beneath the maple, one beneath the stars and stripes. The river never learned the border, the wind crossed without a name. But every driver reaching northward had a reason why he came. Blue lights at Sault Marie, shining through the freezing rain. One road leaving Michigan, one bridge crossing into change. Blue lights at Sault Marie, cold river rolling underneath. Two countries in the mirrors, one long highway under me. I showed my papers at the window, the officer waved me on. Blue lights at Sault Ste. Marie, and another border gone. The customs booth was warm and quiet. A flag snapped hard above the lane. The guard looked over my direction, then glanced out toward the rain. Where'd you start? New Jersey Harbor. Where you bound? West before the snow. He checked the seal and handed back the papers I already knew. Then he said the bridge gets icy, keep it slow above the stream. For a moment we were only two tired men on different teams. A line can live upon a map, a gate can tell you where you stand. But cold and work and sleepless miles are understood in every land. Blue lights at Sault Marie, shining through the freezing rain. One road leaving Michigan, one bridge crossing into chain. Blue lights at Sault Marie, cold river rolling underneath. Two countries in the mirrors, one long highway under me. I showed my papers at the window, the officer waved me on. Blue lights at Sault Ste. Marie, and another border gone. Halfway high above the water, I saw the locks below the span. A freighter waited in the darkness, held by gates and guided hands. Iron ore from western harbors, grain and coal and timber loads. All the things that built a country, moving through those narrow roads. My trailer hummed against the crosswind, snow came level with the rail. For one long breath the world was rivers, steel and ice and falling hail. Every passage has its keeper, every crossing has its cost. Every light along the channel keeps another vessel from being lost. I thought about the porch light burning far behind the eastern rain. I thought about the men in Detroit starting up the line again. The voice that read the midnight weather, the stranger warning of the ice.
The clerk awake beside Superior, the ones who helped me through the night. Maybe roads are held together by more than asphalt, law, and stone. Maybe every unseen kindness builds a bridge that leads us home. The light turned green above the crossing, the northern highway opened wide. I watched the blue fade in the mirror as Canada filled the other side.
Blue lights at Sault Ste.
Blue lights at Sault.
Blue lights at Sault Ste.
Blue lights at Sault.
Blue lights at Sault Ste.
Blue lights at Sault.
Blue lights at Sault Ste.
Blue lights at Sault, burning through the northern storm. Lake wind pushing at the trailer, dashboard coffee keeping warm. Blue lights at Sault Ste. Cold river rolling underneath. Two countries on the shoreline, one long promise left to keep. No trumpet marked the crossing, no crowd saw me moving on. Just blue lights at Sault Ste. And the north road before dawn. Blue lights at Sault Ste. Growing smaller in the rain. A border disappeared behind me, but the road remained the same.
Blue lights at Sault Ste. Blue lights at Sault Ste.
The locks kept lifting freighters. The bridge returned to blue. I carried morning northward, and the midnight carried through. Blue lights at Sault Ste. I pulled out of Jersey before the morning came. Rain on the turnpike, freight beneath my name. Pennsylvania mountains disappeared behind the glass. Every town was sleeping while the eastern darkness passed. Lake Erie caught the headlights, cold against the shore. A lonely station faded when I couldn't hear it anymore. Wisconsin held the moonlight like silver on the snow. And every mile kept asking how much farther I would go. There are roads that take your money, there are roads that take your years, there are roads that carry everything you never say through tears. Two flags, one long road, snow in the mirror and a heavy load. From the Great Lakes wind to the Pacific glow, I carry what the world still needs where the cold winds blow. Two flags, one long road, 1,000 towns and a heart far from home. I may drive alone, but I'm never unknown. Every white line whispers, keep rolling home.
light turned green beneath the Manitoba sky. The officer said drive safe and watch the trailer passing by. Coffee down in Pembina, frost around the door. A waitress filled my cup and said, "You've been through here before." Saskatchewan was endless, Alberta woke in gold. The Rockies stood like promises too ancient to be told. I chained the wheels near midnight where the mountain shadows fell, and heard another driver say, "We'll get each other through this hell." Some roads divide the nations, some roads make strangers friends. Some roads begin at borders, but don't know where one country ends. Two flags, one long road, snow in the mirror and a heavy load. From the Great Lakes wind to the Pacific glow, I carry what the world still needs where the cold winds blow. Two flags, one long road, 1,000 towns and a heart far from home. I may drive alone, but I'm never unknown. Every white line whispers, keep rolling home. Waits for what I carry. Somewhere a child waits by the window light. Somewhere a family sets one more place at the table. Somewhere another driver is fighting through the night. We don't own the highways, we only keep them alive. The world may never know our names, but it knows when we arrive. Two flags, one long road, rain on the coast and the northern snow. From an Atlantic morning to a western afterglow, I carried one small piece of life where it needed to go. Two flags, one long road, a million wheels and a world moving on. When the last dock closes and the final load is gone, I'll follow that white line, keep rolling home. Two flags, one long road. Two flags, one long road. Two flags, one long road. The map ends at the ocean, but the highway carries on. The border light turned green behind me at 4:15. Frost was climbing up the mirror, snow was gathering by the door. I pulled beneath a faded sign where the highway met the plain. One small cafe stood away against the North Dakota rain. A bell rang softly when I entered. 3 old truckers looked my way. The woman working by the counter said, "You're early or you're late." I set my papers by the window, let the cold leave both my hands. She filled a heavy white cup and asked how far I planned. I said Manitoba by morning,
then Saskatchewan if I can. She pushed the sugar toward me, better warm up while you can. Coffee at Pembina, black and strong before the snow. Steam against the window and 1,000 miles to go. Coffee at Pembina, border lights behind my chair. For 15 quiet minutes, I was not alone in there. No one asked about my history, no one cared how long I'd gone. Just coffee at Pembina before the northern road rolled on. A cattle hauler from South Dakota said the wind was turning west. A woman driving reefer freight had barely stopped to rest. She drew a line across a napkin, take it slow above the river. The first snow looks almost harmless, but the prairie makes it bitter. Someone laughed about a breakdown outside Fargo years ago. Someone spoke about a brother who had quit the road for home. Every story crossed the table, then disappeared into the steam. Strangers met between departures, half away and in between. On the highway we are numbers, plates and trailers passing through. At a counter near the border, every tired face comes true. Coffee at Pembina, black and strong before the snow. Steam against the window and 1,000 miles to go. Coffee at Pembina, border lights behind my chair. For 15 quiet minutes, I was not alone in there. No one asked about my history, no one cared how long I'd gone. Just coffee at Pembina before the northern road rolled on. The waitress saw the porch light picture tucked beside my fuel receipt. She said, "Someone keeps you moving." I said, "Someone waits for me." She looked out toward the parking lot where snow crossed through the beams. Then she said, "The ones who wait do half the driving, seems to me." I thought about that porch in Jersey, small and golden in the rain. How love could sit beside a highway without ever changing lanes. She topped the cup a final time and would not take the change. Buy one for the next night driver when you're farther up the range. There are places built for staying with a name above the door. There are places built for leaving where you rest and nothing more. But sometimes what can save you is not a bed or spoken prayer. It is someone keeping coffee warm because they know you might be there. Outside dawn was turning silver, the flags were pulling in the wind. I zipped my coat and checked the tires, then heard that bell again. Coffee at Pembina, morning rising through the snow. Steam still on the window and 1,000 miles to go. Coffee at Pembina, one warm room against the cold. A cup, a chair, a kindness, worth more than it was sold. No one promised easy weather, no one said the night was gone. Just coffee at Pembina and enough to carry on.
Coffee at
two long highways meet. Sometimes home is 15 minutes, a warm cup and an empty seat. The cafe light grew smaller, the prairie opened wide. Coffee at Pembina and morning on the other side. West of Winnipeg at sundown, clouds came down across the plain. The last brown fields turned silver under lines of freezing rain. A red barn faded in the mirror, fence posts vanished one by one. Then the first snow crossed the highway and erased the setting sun. The weather voice said travel warning, heavy drifting through the night. I lowered down the dashboard glow and held the white line in my sight. On the prairie there's no shelter when the northern weather turns, just a cab, a load, an engine, and the little faith that burns. Snow on the Trans-Canada, white from the wheels to the sky. 1,000 miles of winter, one pair of headlights. Snow on the Trans-Canada, cold wind pushing from the plains. Steady while the night forgets my name. No mountain here to guide me, no city close at hand, just snow on the Trans-Canada and a long road through the land. Near Portage, traffic slowed down. Hazard lights burn red ahead. A grain truck leaned into the crosswind, snow piled high along its bed. The driver's voice came through the radio. Westbound, keep your distance wide. There's polished ice beyond the overpass. Stay loose and let it slide. We never saw each other's faces, we never traded any names, but for 40 miles we traveled like two lanterns in the same wide field of moving wideness, where the earth and heaven blurred. Sometimes trust is nothing more than following a stranger's word. Every driver in a whiteout holds another driver's fate. One heartbreak, one careless pass, and the road collects its weight. Snow on the Trans-Canada, white from the wheels to the sky. 1,000 miles of winter and one pair of headlights. Snow on the Trans-Canada, cold wind pushing from the plains. I keep the diesel steady forgets my name. No mountain here to guide me, no city close at hand, just snow on the Trans-Canada and a long road through the land. At a truck stop west of Brandon, every parking space was filled. Drivers stood beneath the floodlights, checking chains against the chill. Inside, coats hung from the chairs, wet gloves steamed beside the door. The map was open on the counter, marked with closures farther north. Someone passed around the coffee, someone called his family home. Someone said we leave together. Nobody takes this stretch alone. By 3 a.m. the plows went westward, amber beacons through the snow. One by one we joined behind them, a slow procession on the road. The world looks clean beneath the snowfall, but winter covers more than ground. It hides the shoulder and the danger, it takes away familiar sound. It shows you what you truly carry. When every easy landmark's gone, a promise made beside a loading dock, a porch light waiting on, a voice that says come back in one piece, a hand you shook before you left, and every unseen life behind you, riding quietly with the freight. Then somewhere east of Saskatchewan, the clouds began to break. Moonlight opened on the highway like a path across a lake. Snow on the Trans-Canada, silver from the road to the sky. 100 trucks still moving like a river made of light. Snow on the Trans-Canada, north wind singing through the plains. We kept the diesel steady till the stars came back again. No border could divide us, no storm could make us stand alone on the Trans-Canada, rolling west across the land. I crossed the portal after sundown, prairie fading into black, Saskatchewan behind the mirrors, North Dakota on the map. By the time I reached Medora, clouds had broken clean and white. A full moon climbed above the buttes and turned the stone to white. The interstate ran like a ribbon through a world without a sound. Every ridge became a shadow, every shadow ancient ground. I had spent the night watching distance, counting exits, time and fuel. Then the earth rose torn and open underneath that silver moon. Badlands under a full moon, silver on the broken ground. No city glow, no porch light, just the diesel's low down sound. Badlands under a full moon, every scar was shining there. I came in carrying 40 tons and left one burden there. Freight train crossed the valley, one red lantern at its end. For a while it ran beside me like another sleepless friend. Wild grass bent along the ridges, clay walls changed from gray to gold. Moonlight filled the empty gullies where forgotten rivers roll. I pulled off at an overlook, set the brakes and killed the lights. The engine ticked beneath the silence, cooling slowly in the night. No radio reached that hollow, no signal found my phone. For the first time in a long while, I was completely alone. Badlands under a full moon, silver on the broken ground. No city glow, no porch light, just the night's enormous sound. Badlands under a full moon, every scar was shining there. I came in carrying 40 tons and left one burden there. In the sleeper, in my wallet, was a picture worn and curled. My father by his first old tractor, young enough to trust the world. He had worked until his hands shook, never spoke about the pain. I had learned to keep on driving, never asking what remained. But beneath those weathered cliffsides, every hidden layer showed. Nothing buried stayed forgotten when the moonlight touched the road. I had called my scars a weakness, I had kept them out of view. But the land wore all its breaking, like the honest strong ones do. The land had lost whole oceans, raised them up and worn them down. Wind had carved away the surface, rain had opened up the ground. Still the hills stood in the moonlight, still the grass returned each spring. Maybe being broken open does not mean you've lost everything. For once I wasn't late or early, I owed no answer to the road. I was only one man breathing beside a silent westbound load. Then the engine turned beneath me, headlights found the highway line. The moon stayed high above the Badlands, but the weight no longer felt like mine. Badlands under a full moon, every ridge a silver flame. The earth can carry all its damage and still stand without shame. Badlands under a full moon, time was wider than my fear. I came in carrying 40 tons and left no weight there. Badlands under a full moon, broken beauty, open sky. Some roads teach you how to keep going, some teach you what to leave behind. Badlands under a full moon, white light on the western trail. The land had lived through everything and still had tales to tell. The buds grew small behind me. The moon stayed clear and high. Badlands under a full moon and 40 tons beneath the sky. West of Verdun after sunset, daylight thinned across the plain. Harvest dust hung by the highway, golden underneath the rain. Then a grain elevator lifted from the darkening fields alone, white against the purple distance, tall as any church I'd known. No skyline stood behind it, no mountain marked the west, just one light above the loading door, and wheat fields laid to rest. On the prairie, every landmark has to stand against the sky. Some are built to show your power, some are built to keep folks alive. A grain elevator at the edge of night, one tall shadow and one small light, holding summer through the cold, holding every seed like gold. A grain elevator at the edge of night, while the last long freight rolls out of sight. The whole wide prairie may look empty, but someone's life is stored inside. I pulled beside the gravel entrance to inspect the shifting strap. An old man crossed the empty yard with a flashlight and a cap. He said, "Storm will reach Regina before the morning breaks. You'll want to clear the open section before the northwest shoulder shakes." I asked how long he'd worked there. He said, "Since 1981. My father loaded grain before me, now my daughter runs this one." He looked up at the elevator as if it carried every year, flood and drought and falling prices, every harvest, every fear. Some families pass down silver, some inherit fields and rain, some inherit how to keep on working when the sky refuses grain. A grain elevator at the edge of night, one tall shadow and one small light, holding summer through the cold, holding every seed like gold. A grain elevator at the edge of night, while the last long freight rolls out of sight. The whole wide prairie may look empty, but someone's life is stored inside. A young woman drove the loader, dust like smoke around the beam. She waved the final truck beneath it, then shut down the old machine. Her father checked the numbers, she checked tomorrow's rail. Different hands upon the ledger, same hard wind against the scale. I thought about the freight behind me, every crate and coated line, how the world calls something cargo when it's really someone's time. Bread begins in open weather, in a field beneath the sun. Long before it reaches tables, someone's work has just begun. There are towers built for money, there are towers built for fame. There are towers with 1,000 lights and no one knows your name. But this one held the autumn, kept it dry against the snow, fed the towns beyond the horizon it would never get to know. No marble words were written, no flag was raised above, just steel, wood, dust, and patience, the architecture of enough. The old man raised his hand goodbye, the daughter closed the gate. I pulled back onto the highway with the weather running late. A grain elevator at the edge of night, prairie moon and amber light, holding summer through the cold, holding every seed like gold. A grain elevator at the edge of night, while a westbound train became a line of light,
The whole wide prairie was not empty. 1,000 working lives were inside. A grain elevator at the edge of night, standing through the wind with all its might. Some things never ask for glory, they just keep the world alive. One small light above the doorway, one tall shadow on the plain. The harvest slept inside the walls, waiting to become bread again. The elevator left the mirror, the storm moved in behind, but that one light kept burning at the farthest edge of night.
I crossed the line near Plentywood, with morning frozen on the glass. Saskatchewan fell behind me, miles of wheat and winter grass. The highway ran through open country, straight enough to split the blue. Then the clouds rose from the western edge, and mountains started coming through. At first they looked like weather, like a dark front gathering fog. Then the sunlight touched their shoulders, and I knew how small we are. I had seen the ocean spread, I had watched the prairie run, but nothing made the heavens open like those mountains in the sun. Montana made the sky look bigger, made the road look long and thin, made a 40-ton machine feel like a matchbox in the wind. Montana made the sky look bigger, blue enough to swallow fear. I had driven half a continent, but the West began right here. Town beside the railroad held one church and one cafe. Pickup trucks were lined like horses in the pale beginning day. I stopped for fuel outside of Malta. An old hand checked the western clouds. He said the grades beyond the foothills
care if your engine's loud. He pointed toward the distant ridges. Wind comes hard through every cut. Respect the road before it teaches what pride can cost a truck. There are warnings meant to scare you. There are warnings meant to guide. The wisest driver hears a difference before the mountain makes him decide. Montana made the sky look bigger, made the road look long and thin, made a 40-ton machine feel like a matchbox in the wind. Montana made the sky look bigger, blue enough to swallow fear. I had driven half a continent, but the West began right here. Past Great Falls, the land grew steeper. Snow peaks sharpened through the haze. Cottonwoods stood bare beside me. Sunlight burned along the grades. A river twisted through the canyon, running bright against a stone. An eagle circled over traffic like the sky was all its own. I thought about the eastern harbor, porch light glowing through the rain. How far a man can carry home without returning there again. Distance does not break a promise when you know what it is for. Sometimes love becomes a courage to keep crossing one road more. The map had shown me lines and numbers, fuel stops, borders, towns, and grades. It never showed how light could travel down a mountain's broken face. It never showed a man is measured, or how silence could forgive. It never said the world grows larger when you finally let it live. I did not own that road before me. I was only passing through, but something in that open country made an old heart feel brand new. The western clouds turned copper, evening settled on the plain. The mountains held the final sunlight long after darkness came. Montana made the sky look bigger, made the stars burn cold and clear, made the troubles I had carried lose the power they held for years. Montana made the sky look bigger, made the road feel wild and true. I crossed the line near Plentywood, with morning frozen on the glass. Saskatchewan fell behind me, miles of wheat and winter grass. The highway ran through open country, straight enough to split the blue. Then the clouds rose from the western edge and mountains started coming through. At first they looked like weather, like a dark front gathering far. Then the sunlight touched their shoulders and I knew how small we are. I had seen the ocean spreading, I had watched the prairie run, but nothing made the heavens open like those mountains in the sun. Montana made the sky look bigger, made the road look long and thin, made a 40-ton machine feel like a matchbox in the wind. Montana made the sky look bigger, blue enough to swallow fear. I had driven half a continent, but the West began right here. Town beside the railroad held one church and one cafe. Pickup trucks were lined like horses in the pale beginning day. I stopped for fuel outside of Malta. An old hand checked the western clouds. He said the grades beyond the foothills don't care if your engine's loud. He pointed toward the distant ridges. Wind comes hard through every cut. Respect the road before it teaches what pride can cost a truck. There are warnings meant to scare you, there are warnings meant to guide. The wisest driver hears the difference before the mountain makes him decide. Montana made the sky look bigger, made the road look long and thin, made a 40-ton machine feel like a matchbox in the wind. Montana made the sky look bigger, blue enough to swallow fear. I had driven half a continent, but the West began right here. Past Great Falls the land grew steeper, snow peaks sharpened through the haze. Cottonwood stood bare beside me, sunlight burned along the grades. A river twisted through the canyon, running bright against the stone. An eagle circled over traffic like the sky was all its own. I thought about the eastern harbor, porch light glowing through the rain. How far a man can carry home without returning there again. Distance does not break a promise when you know what it is for. Sometimes love becomes the courage to keep crossing one road more. The map had shown me lines and numbers, fuel stops, borders, towns and grades. It never showed how light could travel down a mountain's broken face. It never showed a man his measure or how silence could forgive. It never said the world grows larger when you finally let it live. I did not own that road before me, I was only passing through. But something in that open country made an old heart feel brand new. The western clouds turned copper, evening settled on the plain. The mountains held the final sunlight long after darkness came. Montana made the sky look bigger, made the stars burn cold and clear, made the troubles I had carried lose the power they held for years. Montana made the sky look bigger, made the road feel wild and true. I had driven half a continent, then the mountains pulled me through. Montana made the sky look bigger, every mile a wider view. Some roads tell you where you're going, some show how small you are, and free you. I crossed that Coots before the sunrise, night still hanging on the plain. Frost lay white along the shoulder, stars were fading in the grain. Northbound lights moved past like lanterns, red and gold against the blue. Then a pale line touched the foothills, and the whole wide country grew. Milk River slept beneath the lowlands, fence wire shone with frozen dew. I watched the darkness leave Alberta, like a curtain lifting through. Some mornings come without an answer, some arrive and let you breathe. The road had taken half the night, the light gave something back to me. Alberta dawn, gold on the wheat and fire on the stone. Rockies awaken in the distance, long shadows leading me home. Alberta dawn, cold sky opening clear and strong. I had carried night for miles, then Alberta turned the morning on. Past Lethbridge the wind grew harder, leaned its shoulder on the load. Old farmhouses stood like anchors beside the long and level road. Pump jacks bowed beyond the fences, slow as prayers beneath the sky. A rancher opened up a gate as my westbound rig rolled by. At a cafe near the junction, steam rose from a working cup. The waitress watched the mountains brighten, said that view still wakes me up. You can live beside a wonder till you barely see it there. Then one morning finds the right light and gives the whole world back its air. Alberta dawn, gold on the wheat and fire on the stone. Rockies awaken in the distance, long shadows leading me home. Alberta dawn, cold sky opening clear and strong. I had carried night for miles, then Alberta turned the morning on. South of Calgary, traffic gathered, Work trucks joining from the farms, school buses waited by the crossroads, children wrapped in winter arms. A freight train ran beside the highway, grain cars rolling towards the west. For a while we kept the same pace, two long workers without rest. Behind us lay the border darkness, ahead the mountain weather changed. But morning made the road look possible, though nothing else had rearranged. I used to think a brand new morning meant the past had gone away. But dawn does not erase the darkness, it only shows another way. Finds the frost upon the windshield, finds the cracks along the land, turns them briefly into silver so a tired heart understands. You do not need a perfect future, you just need enough new light to see the next mile waiting at the far edge of the night. The sun climbed over open country, the peaks turned white and gold. I put both hands upon the wheel and felt the morning take hold. Alberta dawn, gold on the fields and fire on the stone. Rockies standing in the distance like a road I'd always known. Alberta dawn, wide sky singing clear and strong. I had carried night for miles, then Alberta turned the morning on. Alberta dawn, wind at my door, sunlight in my eyes. Somewhere west the grades were waiting, but for now the whole world rose. Alberta dawn, one more highway, one more chance. The night did not surrender, it simply opened into land. Calgary shone in the distance, the mountains gathered on, and every westbound mile was golden in the Alberta dawn. West of Calgary, clouds were gathering, snow peaks swallowed by the gray. A warning flashed above the highway, change required beyond the grade. I pulled into the chain-up turnout, set the brakes and killed the lights. Cold came hard beneath the trailer, steel links heavy in the night. Another driver worked beside me, ice was silver in his beard. He said, take your time and fit them right, the mountain will still be here. Out here pride won't pull a trailer, speed won't make a brave man strong. The ones who make it through the winter knowing slow is moving on. Chains on the mountain, grade steel on snow and low gear engaged. 40 tons of got lives in the load, chains on the mountain grade, and respect for the road. The engine pulled beneath the snowfall, amber markers in the white. A convoy stretched along the switchbacks, red lamps fading out of sight. Rocks rose black above the shoulder, down below the river ran. Every curve revealed another wall of winter against man. A voice came through the radio, eastbound stop beyond the pass. Fresh slide near the upper tunnel, keep your space and make it last. Every driver held the silence, every wheel stayed in its lane. No one tried to beat the mountain, no one had a thing to gain. Chains on the mountain grade, steel on snow and low gear engaged. 40 tons leaning into the climb, one careful mile at a time. Chains on the mountain grade, wind at the door and ice on the blade. The summit can wait, I got lives in the load, chains on the mountain grade, and respect for the road. Near the crest, the rig stood stranded, drive wheels spinning in the snow. 3 of us pulled to the shoulder, hazards burning in a row. One man brought a length of cable, one brought sand and one brought light. No one asked what flag he carried, we just worked against the night. When his tires caught beneath him, he raised one hand through the glass. Then he joined the line behind us, and together we crossed the pass. On the flatland roads feel endless, in the mountains roads feel earned. Every grade leaves something with you, every descent must be learned. My father said a heavy trailer will tell you who you really are. Not when everything is easy, when the shoulder drops off far. Use the gear before you need it, never let the downhill choose. A man who knows when not to hurry has much less left to lose. So I held the engine steady, let the mountain set the pace. There is dignity in patience, there is courage in restraint. Past the summit, snow kept falling, the western valley opened black. I chose the gear before descending. There was no taking judgment back. Chains on the mountain grade, steel holding firm where the wide road swayed. 40 tons coming down through the night, one careful turn at a time. Chains on the mountain grade, cold in my hands, but the promise stayed. Bring every box and every heartbeat home. Chains on the mountain grade, no one crosses alone. Chains on the mountain grade, sparks in the dark where the hard links scraped. The mountain never moved for me, it taught me how to move. Chains on the mountain grade, not a mark of fear or shame. A working driver knows the difference between courage and a game. At the valley chain off station, morning touched the western snow. I laid the steel beside the trailer and thanked the mountain for letting go.
as the chain of a station westward, snow lay quiet on the pines. The storm had broken over midnight, stars returned above the line. I found a turnout by the river, set the brakes and checked the load. After hours of climbing winter, silence gathered round the road. Then a pale green ribbon opened, high above the mountain height. I stood beside the idling engine, diesel under northern lights. No billboard told me where to look, no radio called my name. The whole sky moved without a sound, and nothing stayed the same. Diesel under the northern lights, green fire dancing through the night, chrome and snow and a shifting glow, heaven above and an engine below. Diesel under the northern lights, 40 tons beneath the sky so wide. For one still hour I forgot the miles, just diesel under the northern lights. Another rig pulled in behind me, amber markers through the trees. A woman hauling timber northbound stepped outside into the freeze. Neither one of us said much there, words would only make it small. We watched the colors cross the darkness, like the sky remembered all. She said my father drove this country, he would stop whenever they shone. Then she held an old brass lighter that had once belonged to him. Some things travel in a trailer, some things travel in the blood. Some roads carry more than cargo through the mountains, snow and mud. Diesel under the northern lights, green fire dancing through the night, chrome and snow and a shifting glow, heaven above and the engine below. Diesel under the northern lights, 40 tons beneath the sky so wide. For one still hour I forgot the miles, just diesel under the northern lights. I thought about the Jersey harbor, rain against the loading bay, Pennsylvania before sunrise, lake winds turning night to gray. Detroit fire, Superior silence, coffee near the borderline. Prairie snow and moonlit Badlands, every road still running through my mind. All those nights had brought me westward, every warning hand and song. Now the sky was writing something no man living could hold long. I had spent my life delivering what another person owned, but the finest thing I ever carried could not be bought or taken home. The engine burns what earth remembers, the sky burns without flame. One keeps freight and blood still moving, one has never learned our names. I stood between those kinds of power, human labor, ancient light, a tired man beside a highway, small beneath an endless night. Maybe wonder does not save us, maybe morning still comes hard, but it gives a soul a window when the road is shut, every door. The green became a river, then violet crossed the snow. The woman raised her hand goodbye, her amber lights moved down the road. Diesel under the northern lights, green fire rolling over mountain white, chrome and snow and a heavenly glow, a working world and a sky we don't own. Diesel under the northern lights, every burden quiet for a while. I had crossed 1,000 restless miles. For diesel under the northern light, diesel under the northern lights, diesel under the northern lights. Let it be cold, stay fast in my laceless May. Summer takes her under the northern lights.
Morning found the past still buried, snow walls higher than the hood, amber signs above the highway, red remains, stop where you stood. Engines idled in a long line, freight from half a continent. Every driver watched the ridges, waiting for the mountains' consent. A rookie in the lane beside me said we're losing half the day. I said a clock can make demands, son, but it cannot clear the way. You can curse the falling weather, you can race the setting sun, but the Rockies don't move for anyone. No, the Rockies don't move for anyone. The Rockies don't move for anyone, not for money, pride, or time. They don't care what load you're hauling or how hard you need to climb. The Rockies don't move for anyone. You bend, you wait, you learn. The mountain never owes you passage, you cross only when you earn. Every mile through snow and stone, every breath till the danger's done. The Rockies don't move for anyone, so the wise ones learn to move as one. Tunnel plows went forward, red flags whipping in the white. Cruising orange cut the snowfall working since the previous night. One man stood beside the barrier, ice along his weathered face. He raised two fingers toward the convoy, low gear all the way through the grade. No anthem played above the snowbanks, no cameras knew his name, but 40 trucks crossed safely because that crew had held the lane. Every passage has its keepers, every road is more than one, and the Rockies don't move for anyone. No, the Rockies don't move for anyone. The Rockies don't move for anyone, not for money, pride, or time. They don't care what load you're hauling or how hard you need to climb. The Rockies don't move for anyone. You bend, you wait, you learn. The mountain never owes you passage, you cross only when you earn.
shoulder, a trailer drifted toward the line. His driver fought the steering, rear wheel sliding out behind. The trucker head eased down without braking. I gave room and called it clear. 10 more drivers held their distance, no one passing out of fear. The trailer found its track again. A shaking voice came through. Thanks for leaving me the highway. Someone answered, we've all been you. Out here strength is not impatience, courage is not pushing on. The mountain measures every driver by the harm he chooses not to cause. I used to think a man proved something by refusing to give way, by climbing every hill at full speed, by never losing half a day. But stone has longer memory, snow has buried stronger men. The road does not need heroes who will never make it home again. So I listen to the engine, I respect the fallen great. I trust the hands around me and the choices caution made. A mountain does not conquer you, you do not conquer it. You pass beneath its shadow when your skill and weather fit. Then the storm broke near the valley. Western sunlight found the snow. One by one the trucks descended to the green world down below. The Rockies don't move for anyone, not for fortune, flag, or fame. They were standing before our highways, they will stand when none remain. The Rockies don't move for anyone. We bend, we wait, we learn. We carry one another through every frozen switchback turn. Every mile through snow and stone, every life brought safely home. The Rockies don't move for anyone, but no good driver crosses them alone. The Rockies don't move for anyone, that is not cruelty, it is true. Some strength is knowing when to climb, some strength is knowing when not to move. The peak stayed white behind me, the western valley caught the sun. The Rockies never moved an inch, but somehow I had become a steadier man. When the wood went burn, we carry one another through. Every frozen switchback turn, every mile through snow and stone, every life brought safely home. The Rockies don't move for anyone, but no good driver crosses them alone. Rockies don't move for anyone. The mountains fell behind me, somewhere west of hope. Clouds came down through cedar branches, rain ran silver down the slope. I followed red lights toward the coast as daylight disappeared. After snow and chains and high passes,
The ocean air was near. I found a space beside the harbor, set the brakes and killed the map, and then listened to the Pacific rain fall on my sleeper cab. I had crossed the plains and mountains, followed every westbound sign. Now the road had reached the water, but home was far behind. Pacific rain on my sleeper cab, soft as fingers on the glass, washing dust from every highway, but it cannot wash the past. Pacific rain on my sleeper cab, harbor lights beneath the fog. I reached the edge of the continent, still had miles inside my heart. The freight is safe behind me, the western road is done, but Pacific rain keeps falling like the journey carries on. Container crane stood over darkness, red lights blinking in the sky. Freighters waited past the breakwater, black against the turning tide. A night shift tug moved through the channel, pushing steel against the foam. Every vessel had a harbor, every driver had a home. Inside the cab I warmed some coffee, set my wet coat by the door. Her porch light picture caught the dashboard, same as every night before. I had carried it through Erie, through the Badlands and the snow. A little square of eastern light to every place I had to go. Pacific rain on my sleeper cab, soft as fingers on the glass, washing dust from every highway, but it cannot wash the past. Pacific rain on my sleeper cab, harbor lights beneath the fog. I reached the edge of the continent, still had miles inside my heart. The freight is safe behind me, the western road is done, but Pacific rain keeps falling like the journey carries on. I called her just past midnight, she answered on the second ring. Behind her voice I heard the old clock and the porch chain in the wind. She asked, can you see the ocean? I said, not through all this rain, but I can hear it past the harbor like a long and westbound train. She said, then close your eyes and rest now, you've done all you had to do. I nearly said I'm at the ending, instead I said I miss you too. Some words travel across mountains, some wait years before they start. And there are roads measured in distance, there are roads measured in the heart. All my life I thought the ocean was where every west road ceased, a final blue beyond the highway, a place where motion found its peace. But the ocean never settles, every wave returns again. Maybe endings are just turnarounds we have not entered yet. The rain kept tapping on the rooftop, steady, patient, soft and slow, like someone saying you have made it, you do not have to move right now. So I left the engine idling, let the heater fill the room. Outside the whole Pacific night was breathing through the gloom. Pacific rain on my sleeper cab, silver rivers down the glass, washing salt across the harbor, calling every freighter back. Pacific rain on my sleeper cab, One small light inside the fog. I reached the edge of the continent, but not the ending of the road. The freight is safe behind me. Morning waits beyond the dark, and Pacific rain keeps falling on a tired and faithful heart. Pacific rain on my sleeper cab, let it fall until the dawn. Tonight I do not need an answer. Tonight I only need to stop. Harbor faded into silence. The engine settled low. Pacific rain above me. Nowhere else to go. Not tonight. South of Seattle after midnight, the rain was drifting through the beams. Traffic thinned along the highway. City lights dissolved in steam. Then the road rose past the rooftops, and the harbor opened wide. Crane stood red above the water. Freighters waited with the tide. From the grave, the port looked endless, steel and amber in the glow. I eased the rig toward the shoreline. Tacoma lights below. Every load begins with someone waiting where the road runs through. Every journey finds a city that has stayed awake for you. Tacoma lights below, rain like silver on the road. Port cranes are reaching through the darkness, calling home another load. Tacoma lights below, red and amber through the fog. I had crossed the plains and mountains for those lights beneath the clouds. The whole night opened under me, from the hillside to the shore. Tacoma lights below, and one last mile to the door. Tired of flat yards were lined with trailers, numbers shining in the rain. Rail cars waited by the warehouses, steel wheels sleeping on the chain. A dockhand waved me through the kneel beneath the floodlights, then looked up at the sky. He said, "You brought the weather with you." I said, "It followed from the east." He laughed and said, "Around Tacoma, rain is part of every lease." Then he placed his hand upon the trailer, like a doctor checking breath. Said they waited 3 days for this. You made good time coming west. Tacoma lights below, rain like silver on the rest. Tacoma lights below, rain like silver on the road. Port cranes were reaching through the darkness, calling home another load. Tacoma lights below, red and amber through the fog. I had crossed the plains and mountains for those lights beneath the clouds. The whole night opened under me, from the hillside to the shore. Tacoma lights below, and one last mile to the door. They broke the seal at 2:10. Forklifts entered one by one. Cardboard labels crossed the dock floor, proof the westbound work was done. Medical parts and winter clothing, bearings, tools, and factory steel, things that look like ordinary freight until somebody needed them for real. I watched the trailer slowly empty, felt the suspension rising free. Every pallet left behind me, every mile stayed inside me. An empty trailer sounds much different. Every echo travels far. When the weight comes off the axles, you discover where your burdens are. I thought I'd feel like celebrating when the final crate came down. Maybe call the house and tell her I have crossed the whole way now. But the dock kept working round me. Another truck took my old place. The world did not stop turning just because I'd finished this race. That is how the highway teaches. No arrival stands alone. One man's ending is another set of headlights leaving home. Blew the dockhand, signed the final paper, said you're clear to pull away. Behind him, rain crossed through the floodlights, almost silver, almost gray.
Tacoma lights below,
Port fire burning through the rain.
cranes were lifting toward the darkness.
Trains were waking on the grade.
Tacoma lights below,
Every working window glowed
I had carried half a continent.
to one bright harbor road. The trailer rose behind me, but my heart still held the load.
Tacoma lights below,
And the whole long country holds,
Tacoma lights below,
growing smaller through I crossed the line before the morning. Rain was hanging in the trees. Northbound traffic moved like shadows through the coastal mist and breeze. Mountains rose behind the skyline. Harbor cranes stood black and tall. Glass towers caught the first gray daylight. Clouds came down and covered all. The dispatch screen showed one last address, one last gate before I'd done. Vancouver through the wet windshield at the end of the run. I had followed every westbound sign till there was no farther west. But finishing 1,000 miles does not tell a heart to rest. Vancouver at the end of the run. Rain on the harbor, no morning sun. Mountains behind me, ocean ahead. A week of white lines still in my head. Vancouver at the end of the run. The freight was delivered, the hard part done. But the engine kept asking what comes after one. Vancouver at the end of the run. I rolled beneath the portside floodlights, found the bay and backed her in. A woman checked the trailer number, then cut the weathered seal again. Forklifts moved beneath the warehouse, yellow beams across the rain. Every pallet crossed the dock floor, every mile became a name. A clinic waited on the island, a school needed winter heat. A shop would open Monday morning when those parts arrived complete. Cargo looks like cardboard boxes till you know who waits beyond. Then every ordinary shipment becomes a reason to keep on. Vancouver at the end of the run. Rain on the harbor, no morning sun. Mountains behind me, ocean ahead. A week of white lines still in my head. Vancouver at the end of the run. The freight was delivered, the hard part done. But the engine kept asking what comes after one. Vancouver at the end of the run. When the trailer stood there empty, I drove down toward the shore. Found a place beside the water where the city made no roar. Seaplanes slept beside the harbor, ferries moved beneath the gray. A freighter crossed the outer channel, slowly taking night away. I called her from the driver's seat, she said, so now you're finally through. I watched the rain divide the windshield, said I made it, I miss you. She said the porch light's still above us, your old cup is by the sink. I had crossed the whole wide continent, but home was closer than I'd think. I used to think the end of the highway would feel different from the start. Trumping somewhere by the ocean, peace arriving in the heart. But endings sound like air brakes, paper signed and engines low. A quiet cab, an empty trailer, and another place to go. The road does not reward you with a life made whole and new. It only gives you distance to decide what still is true. The clouds broke over the mountains, one pale line touched the bay. For the first time since New Jersey, I had nowhere to that day. Vancouver at the end of the run, silver on the harbor, light coming on. Mountains behind me, ocean ahead. A continent smile still alive in my head. Vancouver at the end of the run. The freight was to live, the westbound done. But home was a light where the journey begun. Vancouver at the end of the run. Vancouver at the end of the run. No cheering crowd, no victory won. Just a tired old driver survivor beneath the gray sun. Learning and ending is never just one. Vancouver at the end of the run. Rain on the glass and the engine still warm. The road had reached the ocean, but the heart kept traveling on. The port woke up behind me. The mountains held the rain. Vancouver at the end of the run, and east was calling me again. I parked where I could see the water beyond the harbor wall. Morning broke across the channel, gray and quiet overall. I had followed west for 7 days, past every mountain stone, till the highway met the ocean, but the ocean wasn't home. There were gulls above the trailers, freighters turning with the tide. I had nowhere farther west to go, still a continent inside. A map can tell you where you landed, a dock can say your work is done, but neither knows the difference between arriving and belonging. The ocean doesn't mean I'm home, though there's nowhere left to roam. I can stand where all the westbound highways end in salt and foam. The ocean doesn't mean I'm home. Home is east of all I've known, where one porch light keeps on burning and someone waits alone. I cross the country for this water. Now the truth is all I know. The ocean means I made it, but it doesn't mean I'm home. A fisherman stood near the railing, rain upon his yellow coat. He watched the tide move past the pilings, watched a small work vessel float. He asked me where my journey started. I said New Jersey in the rain. He nodded toward the open water. Every leaving comes again. Then he said his son drove long haul, mostly south through Oregon. Calls me from the coast, he told me, but his heart stayed farther on. You can sleep beside an ocean, you can wake beneath new skies. Still the place that knows your silence may be waiting miles behind. The ocean doesn't mean I'm home, though there's nowhere left to roam. I can stand where all the westbound highways end in salt and foam. The ocean doesn't mean I'm home. Home is east of all I've known, where one porch light keeps on burning and someone waits alone. I crossed the country for this water. Now the truth is all I know. The ocean means I made it, but it doesn't mean I'm home. home. I walked back toward the sleeper, opened up the passenger door. Her photograph was on the dashboard, worn a little more than before. I called on her to move in softly, water running in the sink. She said, "You sound so far away." I said, "Farther than you think." She asked if I'd seen the sunset drop into the western blue. I said the clouds were low this morning, but I saw the whole road back to you. There are distances in numbers, there are distances in years, there are miles erased by hearing one familiar voice made clear. Home is not the final exit, it is not a state or town. It is where you can stop pretending that the road can wear you down. It is someone who remembers who you were before the miles, someone who can hear the tiredness even when you say I'm fine. It is coffee in your own cup, it is gravel by the door. It is being known without explaining what the silence has been for. The tide kept moving toward the shoreline, rain kept shining on the chrome. I looked west across the water, then turned the driver's seat toward home. The ocean doesn't mean I'm home, though I cross this land alone. Though the mountains lie behind me and the westbound freight is gone. The ocean doesn't mean I'm home. Home is more than where you've grown. It is one light through the darkness saying you are still my own. I crossed the country for this water, now the eastbound truth is shown. The ocean means I made it, but love is what makes home. The ocean doesn't mean I'm home, it only tells me where to turn. Every westbound road must end somewhere, so the road home can begin. I watched one wave reach the shoreline, then return where it had come. The ocean doesn't mean I'm home, but it showed me the way home.
I left the harbor before sunrise, rain still resting on the bay. Port cranes faded in the mirrors as I found the eastbound lane. The trailer rose behind the cab now, light enough to feel the wind. No pallets tied beneath the roof, no seals left to defend. A week ago I chased the sunset, 40 tons against my chest. Now the mountains waded backward and the compass pointed east. An empty trailer makes more noise, every hollow wall can sing. When the freight is gone, you finally hear what all those miles carried in. Eastbound with an empty trailer, west coast rain upon the chrome. Nothing heavy on the axles but 1,000 miles from home. Eastbound with an empty trailer, morning open through the gray. The load is gone, the road remains, and love is pulling me the
empty trailer may be lighter, but my heart is full of you. At the first long mountain climb, the empty box caught every gust. I held the wheel a little tighter, gave the changing weather trust. The chain of turnout stood deserted, snow melt crossed the gravel stone. I saw the marks where trucks had waited, where no driver crossed alone. Near the summit clouds were lifting, sunlight reached the western face. The Rockies had not moved an inch, but I had learned to know my place. Strength is not defeating mountains, freedom is not speed or pride. Sometimes wisdom is the gear you choose before the downward side. Eastbound with an empty trailer, mountain sunlight on the chrome. Nothing heavy on the axles but 1,000 miles from home. Eastbound with an empty trailer, every pass another page. The load is gone, the road remains, and I'm not the man who crossed this range. I carry freight toward the ocean, now the road is carrying me. An empty trailer may be lighter, but a homebound heart is never empty. Alberta dawn returned in gold, wheat fields wakened by the road. A grain train ran beside me, pulling east beneath its load. At a cafe near the border, someone filled my cup again. I bought one for a night shift driver, then watched him face the wind. A kindness does not end with giving, it keeps traveling hand to hand. Like a headlight passed through darkness, like a road across the land. Eastbound with an empty trailer, prairie sunrise on the chrome. Nothing heavy on the axles but the highway leading home. Eastbound with an empty trailer, two flags moving in the wind. The load is gone, the road remains, and every ending starts again. Across the border with a purpose, now the purpose carried through. An empty trailer may be lighter, but my heart is full of you. Badlands silvered under moonlight, lake wind found me after dark. Detroit burned beside the river, steel fire throwing orange sparks. Pennsylvania rose before me, black hills turning into dawn. The old late night station found me playing one familiar song. Then the skyline came from nowhere, eastern towers through the rain. For the first time in 10 long days, every mile called out her name. I used to think the road was leaving, every trip another loss. A porch light shrinking in the mirror, another line I had to cross. But roads can also be returning, every west creates an east. Every burden has a doorway where the carrying can cease. Home is not a place that holds you or demands that you remain. It is where someone leaves a light on and still knows you when you've changed. The Atlantic rain was falling, morning gathered on the lawn. Before I turned into the driveway, saw the porch light still was on. Eastbound with an empty trail, Atlantic rain upon the chrome. Nothing left upon the axles, nothing left between me and home. Eastbound with an empty trailer, one last turn before the dawn. The load is gone, the road remains, but tonight I'm where I belong. I crossed 2 flags and 1 long highway, carried half the world along. An empty trailer brought me homeward, and her porch light